Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya, to present the newest path on the road to MotoGP, the FIM MiniGP World Series. And I have the pleasure of welcoming FIM President George Viegas, Ovale CEO Valerio De Rio, Pirelli Motorcycle Racing Department's Wayne Doran, and Dorna Sports CEO Carmelo Espeleta to present the project to us. So over to you. I believe, George, you will speak first about this new path on the road to MotoGP.
Thank you. Good morning, all of you, or good afternoon, wherever you are. I have to tell you a story, as usual. When I started being president of the FIM, I thought, how can we do to have more and more young riders, boys and girls, in our series? And because there are two things that are, let's say, the obstacles for the young to start racing with us. One is the safety, the security, because the parents don't allow the young boys and girls to come if we don't have the maximum security. This is being done. We have the maximum security that we can, but there is a second obstacle, and the second obstacle is the finance. And I said, we need to find a way that everybody that wants to race in motorcycle, even if he has not the financial means, but if he really has the talent, he can come. So this is the first step to allow all the kids to come and join us. This is a project that has been matured since 2 years between Dorna and ourselves, and obviously with our partners like Ovale and Pirelli. And we are going to present you today, I would say, the first step for the road to MotoGP, for the road to have a success career in motorcycling sports. I pass the word now to our partner and friend, Carmelo, to explain a bit the role of Dorna, but let me tell you that I'm very, very proud about this project. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, President. Thank you, all of you. Well, it's, as the President said, it's a project that immediately when he was selected of President of the FIM, we start to study how to start the base of the pyramid. We have all the other specialties, and we are doing the Asia Talent Cup, the Red Bull Rookies Cup, all the Northern Talent Cup, the FIM CEP, everything. But it's the base, the most important to achieve a lot of people racing in the same conditions. For us, this has been something very important from the beginning, is to give the opportunity to the young riders to start with the same material and with the same possibilities. Then it was also important, and is to do it, through the FIM, we involve all the national federations. At the moment, I think we are 14, but in the future will be many, many more, and it's the system. To do that, I want to say special thanks to Ovale and Pirelli, and also to Motul, who recently joined us as a sponsor of the series. Then it is very important to start with this situation, who will finish, will be a series of, in any case you will receive all the information, will be a series, national series, who will become with the 3 best qualifiers, and then will come to a final race all together. We have a lot of ideas how we can develop that. You will receive documentation about this matter, but the most important thing is a big collaboration, as has been always since 1992 until now, with the FIM, but also with the national federation. I think to involve the national federations in a worldwide project is something very, very important, and give to us the possibility to do that. Then gradually the championship will be more and more important, and for us is a very, very important step. It's the base of the pyramid, and with that we will obtain I am sure will be not many young riders who has not the opportunity to see his skills racing in a proper condition. Also, and cannot be in another manner, we will do that in a circuit approved by the FIM, who have enough safety measures to continue with the same situation we are doing in MotoGP, FIM CEP, Superbikes, to try to achieve the best conditions in this fantastic sport. For us, it's a very, very important day. Thank you.
Let me just add something, what you said, Carmelo. We wanted to give to the national federations and also to the continental unions, because it's possible also to organize a series with several countries that have not the means to do it by themselves, so that there can be at the continental level or regional level. Sorry. And the important thing here is that we will give the national federations the responsibility to control their national series. We are going to give them a general regulation, technical and sporting, but it's up to the national federations to manage their own championships, their own series. So this, I think, is the first time that we are involving the national federations in something that will finish in a world final in Valencia, together with the last MotoGP. And I'm sure that all the young kids, boys and girls again, will be so motivated to arrive in the final in Valencia that this will be a big success. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So as we can all see behind our speakers, we also have two of the bikes here from Ovale on display. And these will be raced in that final in Valencia at the end of the season. And we have two display models to show. So it's the top three from each national, regional or continental cup.
1, 2, 3. You can applaud, huh?
Okay.
No, not working. Yes.
So as you can see, you have the two example bikes from the Malaysia series and the Italy series that their top competitors will have in the final, and then all of the liveries from the confirmed cups. So if we could all have a photo opportunity with the machines and the liveries. Okay, thank you very much. And now we will have some questions from the floor for all our journalists who've joined us to ask more about the Cup. If we could have the chairs back on stage, you may take your seats again.
Let's go. Let's see. Muy bonita.
So an exciting new project. We'll see who wants to ask what about this newest path on the road to MotoGP. I think first we have one in the room. So we'll start with Manuel.
Yes, good morning. And I have a couple of questions. The first one is for Mr. Valerio Dalio. Mr. Valerio, I'm here. One question. Do you have, I went through the official press release, and there it is that all the importers of Ovale will take care of their countries, right? Do you have importers all over the world? I mean, countries like South Africa, Qatar, Brazil. Do you have importers in all of these countries, or how will it work?
In tutto il mondo.
Stiamo lavorando per avere più importatori, ne abbiamo già molti adesso, ma il nostro obiettivo è andare ad allargarsi. C'è molta richiesta in questo momento, quindi molto probabilmente proprio grazie anche a questo progetto che sta crescendo e che sta attirando molto l'attenzione.
Thank you.
Translate.
Okay. If I could just translate briefly. So they're working on importers to make sure that everyone can get the bikes around the world as this project keeps growing in importance and is soon to really get underway.
Yes, I have another question for Mr. Carmelo. Carmelo, I have seen already the championships that are fixed, right? In UK, USA. I miss some countries like Indonesia or even Qatar. Why aren't they already in this list? And do you think they will join in the future?
Yes, of course. This is the first year list, and we join. Maybe also if there are people who are not on the list right now, and he will be included doing something this year, even that. But our idea, the President says, is to include that as maximum of countries we can, directly or through the continental organization or whatever. If there are countries who are not enough people to create his own championship, but they can be included in a continental level or regional level. Then the idea is to join the maximum people. If any country has enough people to create a championship, will be his own championship. But if it is not, they can join different countries and have racing with his flag, but inside of a regional or continental association.
Could this be an idea for the Middle East, for example, with Qatar and this stuff?
Yeah, we do have Qatar on the liveries of the bikes in the background. There'll be a few more cups come.
I didn't see it on the list yesterday. Okay, and my last question is for the President. President, thinking that this championship is for children between 10 and 14, kids, do you consider that it could be an idea to link the participation to the school performance, like they did in the USA, for example, with the sport in the middle schools?
You are giving me a very good idea. Let's think about that. That's not bad. I really believe that the major incentive should be for school. So we will do everything that we can for the people to study for the school, and they can race at the same time. But thank you for the idea.
Hi, a question for the man who makes the bikes. I would just like to know the story of the creation of these bikes and the development of the bikes, how you did this. And obviously, you chose a kind of age sector above mini moto and pocket bikes. Was this always the idea?
Si pregunta cómo ha sido la historia de la creazione de esta motocicletta e si ha posizionato entre la Mini e la otra. Perché? Perché?
Sì, è stato una ricerca che proviene da una grande passione e cercavo di creare un mezzo, una moto che potesse permettere ai giovani piloti e ai ragazzini di potersi confrontare ad armi pari. E quindi è stato un po' l'anima del progetto, il DNA di questo progetto, il fatto che le moto devono essere tutte uguali, e ho sempre tenuto sin dall'inizio questa idea. È una moto facile, un po' immaginato quello che stava, il go-kart alla Formula 1 mancava nella MotoGP, non c'era una piccola moto che stava alla MotoGP. E un po' un concetto anche che avevo è anche per i più grandi: gioca alla MotoGP, perché ti permette con queste dimensioni sui cartodromi sia un accesso molto facile sia i costi contenuti di poter esprimere una passione e anche a poter guidare a un certo livello. Ci sono molti piloti big che le stanno usando anche per l'allenamento proprio per questo motivo.
So I'll try. It's a project that comes from passion, trying to create a bike in between those two, an easy bike for riders to use and also to access, that's low cost, and kind of filling that gap that there was slightly, like there was in between go-karts and Formula 1. There's a big difference between the two, and here as well, it's important to have that step where riders will have an easy bike that they can ride and access to be able to begin their careers.
Hello, good evening, afternoon, sorry. A question for Mr. Espeleta and Mr. Villegas. How important is it for the future of MotoGP that there's a strong blend of different nationalities from around the world that can hopefully filter through into the Grand Prix series?
For us, I think one of our objectives, I think Dorna also, is to have the most nationalities as we can, because this cannot be a Spanish-Italian championship. This is to be very direct. Unfortunately, we are now having Road to MotoGP series all over the world, more and more, with the aim to capture new riders from other continents out of Europe and also other countries in Europe. This, I think, is a strategic idea that Dorna and we have. Carmel?
Hello, gentlemen. Niki Kovács from Nemzeti Sport Online and Motor Rebel Hungary. I would have a question to Mr. Viegas. George, you mentioned that this series is also about to give the possibility to the young kids that maybe doesn't have the financial background, but clearly the bikes, even if a low cost, but still has a cost, and also running a series, a championship. So what's the idea that is the local federations who has to find the financial background?
Yes, exactly. You have a very nice plans there. Good. The idea is that the national federations are going to finance, I give you the example, in my country, they are going to buy 6 bikes. And they are going to lend those bikes to young kids that have not the financial means to try and to see the ones that have more talent, they will do the series. And I think in other countries, this will be the case. Not to mention that in some national series, there are sponsors also that will help financing the bikes. That's the idea, yes.
Okay, Taufik from TMC Blog and Trans7 from Indonesia. I would like to ask to Mr. Carmelo. The question is, what is the relationship between these championships with the another cadet racing events like that Dorna done before? It's like Asia Talent Cup and CV Junior World Championship. Thank you.
Well, as I said, it's the base of the pyramid. We create another series for people who are already some skills and formation, but this is to start, as the President says, for the level, minimum level. Before that is just the mini-motos, but this is something, we think the key point of that is the collaboration between FIM Dorna and the national and continental federation. This is very, very important because they knew very well which kind of people in every country has the possibility to do it, and maybe they have not the economical possibilities to do it. Then it's a big connection, and for sure, with the result of the final, the people who has been winning that, we will take care of them in all other Road to MotoGP organizations.
Hi everyone, Fábio Friael from Motorcycle Sports Portugal. A question for Mr. Jorge Viegas. Under normal circumstances, a rider in the World Series goes, for example, from Moto3 to Moto2 and then MotoGP. Is there any kind of progression already, I wouldn't say decided, but that could be considered to be normal for a rider from this young series? Thank you.
Shall I answer in Portuguese or can I speak in English?
It's up to you.
Now, of course, all this has a logic. As Carmelo said, this is a pyramid. We start with these bikes, and then they will go, the best, they will go in the next step. And we have built, Dorna with us have built the talent cups all over. We have in Asia, we have in Nordic countries, etc. And the idea is that the best of this will go to the next step, helped by Dorna. So you're right. We have a road to MotoGP very well built, I think. Now, this was the link, not the link, the first step that was missing. And here it is.
Hi, good day, gentlemen. Tammy from Sport 5 Israel. I've been listening and I've been really hoping that we could see this championship here, but we have also not only that we don't have these bikes in Israel, we don't have actually tracks that are approved by the FIM. So in what way can that be pushed into being approved? Can you hear me?
Let me, if you allow me, let me answer to you. We have recently approved, last December, a new federation in Israel. I don't know if you are aware. And I think this new federation is very dynamic. And I'm sure we'll start homologating tracks very, very, very soon. And I'm sure you will have these bikes to have your young kids to start racing. Okay? I'm very confident on the new federation, yes.
Thank you. Glad to hear that.
Okay, I think that's all of our questions. Thank you very much to all of the journalists who joined us. And thank you very much to all of our speakers. It was a pleasure to present this new project, that base on the pyramid. Thank you very much.
Thank you.